Very good day, guys. How are you? I hope you are all doing well wherever you are present now. So, till now, we have covered the typical and the first cervical vertebra in under the cervical vertebra session. So, today in this video, we are going to learn about the second cervical vertebra, one of the atypical cervical vertebrae. So, this second cervical vertebra is also known as axis. Okay, guys. So, are you ready to learn about this very beautiful vertebra that is axis? Okay, so tighten your seat belt for this journey of second cervical vertebra. Okay, so we'll start. Very good. So this is called axis, and it is identified by the presence of odontite process, which is also known as the dens, DENS, dens or odontite process. Odontite means tooth. Okay, so it is very strong tooth-like process coming from upward part of the body, part of the this cervical vertebra. So dens is usually believed to represent, or it is said to be considered to be the centrum or the body of the atlas, which has been separated from this and fused to the centrum of this second cervical vertebra. Okay, guys, so we'll learn about the body and the dens now. Body and the dens of the second cervical vertebra. So you can see here the superior surface of the body is fused with this dens, and it is encroached upon on its side by a superior articular facet. Here you can see, and the dens is articulating anteriorly with the oval facets on the posterior surface of the arch, the anterior arch of the first cervical vertebra, and posteriorly it is articulating with the transverse ligament of the atlas, which are attached to the transverse ligament attached to the tubercles, the lateral tubercles of the atlas vertebra. So between the anterior arch and the transverse ligament of the atlas, the space formed is accommodated by the dens. Got it? Very good. Then the inferior surface here, you can see it has a prominent anterior margin which is projecting downward. And the anterior surface here, it is having an elevation, a median ridge on each side of which there is an impressions, the depressed impression. Then we'll see the vertebral arch. So these are consisting of the pedicles, lamina, okay, the transverse process here, the spine. So first we'll see about the pedicles. So pedicles is hidden superiorly by the superior articular process. The inferior surface here, it's showing a deep and wide inferior vertebral notch, which is placed in front of the, it is present in front of the inferior articular process. The superior vertebral notch is very shallow and is placed on the upper border of the lamina, which is behind the superior articular process. Okay, so anterior to inferior articular process and behind the superior articular process. Then we'll see this lamina. It is very thick and strong if you compare to the other, this the other counterpart of the other cervical vertebrae for the lamina. So this one is very thick and stronger one. Got it? Then we'll see this is the articular facet. So each superior articular facet occupies the upper surfaces of the body and of the massive pedicles. So laterally it overhangs the foramen transversarium, if you can see clearly, and it is large, flat, circular facet which is directed upward and laterally, and it is articulating with which facet? With the inferior facet of the atlas vertebra, obviously. So it is forming the atlantoaxial joint. Got it? Very good. Then each inferior articular facet here, you can see, which is lying posterior to the transverse process, and it is directed downwards and forward to articulate with the third cervical vertebra. Now the transverse process here, we can see clearly it is very small. Okay, and it is representing the true posterior tubercles actually, not anterior tubercle. So the foramen transversarum is directed upward and laterally. If you can see, if you remember, the lateral mass of the first cervical vertebra is larger. So transverse foramen on that is more lateral as compared to the transverse process or the transverse foramen of the second cervical vertebra. Then the spine here you can see it is large, thick and very strong, and it is deeply grooved inferiorly on the lower side, and its tip is biped. If you can see this point, it is biped, not pointed. Okay, and it is terminating into rough tubercles. So these are all the features of the second cervical vertebra axis. Now we'll come to the attachment. Okay guys, so are you ready to learn about the attachment? Okay, so dens here, so it is providing attachment to the apical ligament on its tip, that is apex, and on its side below the apex it is giving attachment to other ligaments known as alar ligaments. So apical ligaments here, then alar ligaments here. The anterior surface of the body receives the insertion of the longus colli. So the anterior longitudinal ligament you can see it is also attached to the anterior surface, and the posterior surface of the body providing the attachment from below upward to the posterior longitudinal ligament, the membrana toctoria, and the vertical limb of the cruciate ligament. Got it guys? Now the lamina. So this lamina is providing attachment to the ligamentum flava, and the transverse process gives origin by its tip to the levator scapula, the scalenus medius anteriorly and the splenus cervicis posteriorly. And there is the other muscle known as the intertransverse muscle, which are attached to the upper and the lower surfaces of the process. Now the spine here, it is giving attachment to ligamentum nuchae as other spine of the cervical vertebrae, and the semispinalis cervicis, the rectus capitis posterior minor, inferior oblique, the spinalis cervicis, and the interspinalis and multifidus muscles. Okay guys, so this was all about the second cervical vertebra. So I hope you understood it well, but you have to revise again before your exam so that you can perform well there. So thank you for your patience, for your presence here. So we'll meet again in the next video like this. Till then, thank you very much. Goodbye.